Welcome back to my channel and to a video that is going to be a bit peculiar because I am back on a Suunto story. It's peculiar because I want this to become my micro-exploration channel. I am definitely not going to do Suunto reviews, sports watch reviews anymore. I want to talk about ways to be more in this world, to follow curiosity by seeing life as a journey of discovery, as some exploration. It's just micro exploration because it's just your own darn life. It doesn't have to be exploration looking for, I don't know, El Dorado or the Fountain of Youth or whatever. There are not any white spots on the map really that you are going to find, but there is a lot about this world that you probably, and I definitely, do not have a lot of knowledge about. There is a lot to discover about yourself. There is a lot that we can get better at, and this is what my running, for example, what my running training has become about. Yes, I will run ultramarathons somewhat regularly, city road marathons even more regularly, and for those I do use a sports watch. And typically it's a Suunto. This came about because I started running when I was around 18 to 20 years old, 30 years ago, and at some point I found myself wondering if I could find myself a running watch. I don't know if those were really a thing at that time, but I wanted to get some sort of watch for running anyways. And however that went, the one that appealed to me, the one that I ended up with, was a Suunto Advisor. And there things get quite interesting because, of course, now we have this 90 years of everyday adventure, very nicely, fittingly, box from Suunto, because Suunto is not a sports watch brand, or had not been a sports watch brand. They actually began as a producer of compasses. I had started with a Suunto, with my running, with the Advisor, which was very fittingly the heart rate belt equipped version, heart rate equipped version of the Vector. And the special edition Vertical 2 that we're going to have in here, in this 90th anniversary limited edition box, is inspired by the orange-yellow of very well-known Suunto Vector watches. I never did have a Vector, but yeah, the Advisor looked just the same. The display especially looked the same. And it's really funny for me to look back like this because, wow, that heart rate belt was a completely uncoded one. Meaning that when I still remember when I ran past the railway station, past the overhead electric lines of the railway station, the heart rate shown got completely messed up because the belt picked up on the signal from there of the electric current and not the electric current doing my heart rate. And so things got completely messed up. We have come a long way since then. It's all a bit peculiar because, how shall I put it? We tend to think that we need more from our sports watches. That is, of course, how you got around to having all of those sports watch reviewers whom you will find nowadays on YouTube. For a while I was almost one of them. I did quite a bit in that regard. But if you are still following my channel only because of that, I cordially invite you to go and unsubscribe and look for something else, because I do not want to do that anymore. You get all of these, I can't deal with it, that the one person I saw who really rose to popularity is a guy who says that he does everything scientific, And it's not scientific. What he does is just a comparison between some results. There is no statistics behind it, which would make it scientific. He's still just the one person doing one signal just on two different devices. I did that a lot of times with different watches on my wrist at the same time, but that is not a good way of doing anything like that. It still makes a large difference now where all the watches have optical heart rate, for example, whether it is the spring and summer when you do that, when you have more blood flow, more circulation to your hands, and the optical heart rate works better because of that. Whereas at other times, in the fall and winter, as it gets cold, you will have less circulation in your hands, to your hands, that is recognizable. Your vessels are going to constrict more because of the cold, and OHR is going to work worse. And so if one person goes and compares different devices, yeah, it's going to make a difference naturally. And actually what you should learn is that if you want to do intervals training, fartlegs, that sort of stuff, of speed work, you need to get yourself a chest heart rate belt still and use that with your sports watch to really get the best results. And you should maybe, that's where micro exploration comes in again, learn about that. Learn to use the tools that you have the best way. And this is why I'm so away from sports watch reviews and the like. Because yes, of course, you can learn how it works, what the ups and downsides of it are. And it is going to help you. And I am probably going to go for examples like this of how I use it, why I like it, why I even like some of the bugs or at least imperfect features of some of those watches, and why I still stick around Suunto, although with the company I've had some really strange times, and I don't want to talk about that because it's none of your concern. But let it just suffice to say that yes, you will learn a bit more about Suunto Vertical 2 certainly here now in the future, because I am training for a 100-mile ultra and for a road marathon in which I want to be fast again. Last year at 47 I finally managed to beat my 3:30 time, and I want to keep it up as long as I can. But at the same time, I am going to do things differently. This is not going to be a review just of how much better or worse this watch is, because I want to get better at using it and at my own running for my own personal best, not just a time, not mainly a time, but to be my best. And in this regard, yeah, so this is a 800 euro gift box. It is more expensive than the normal Suunto Vertical 2, even in its titanium version. I still went for it because it's a 90 years anniversary gift box and I really wanted to get it, and thought that I'm very glad to see Suunto surviving. They probably, the way I know the history of the company, only survived because they got sold by Armor Sports to Liasheng, to a Chinese company, let's just put it simply. But they have been doing pretty good stuff again. I really, really love this box because, well, it includes a compass to remind you of Suunto's 90 years heritage with compasses. The magnet I could do without, but okay, it's fun. It's a nice extra. I want to talk about mapping and compasses and learning to use a compass more again. So this comes in handy. I've had a compass ever since I was a kid, when I was with the Boy Scouts, and we did really use compasses. My first running ever was an orienteering run. And we keep on forgetting so much of knowledge in that while looking for how the mapping on the watch or on watches is supposed to be. And there is a lot to learn about the mapping on watches, and I love using it, but we can learn a whole lot more about the world and our life and our place in it. And that's where I think we should be going, and we will go on this channel. So also with a compass. And yeah, honestly, spending 800 €100 on this gift box when actually I've had a Suunto Vertical 2 since the end of last year, which I got at the press discount, whereas this I had to pay full price for. Is a bit crazy, but I have been looking at my life since it's the year of the horse again, my birth year. I'm 48 now. So when Suunto turns 100, I hope they are around, I hope I am around, but at 58 then, I'm not sure I will still be getting faster in my running. It would be lovely to keep it up, but I might have to change things. I certainly will have to get more serious in my training. And that, of course, is also one of the things where I want to get better at my use of sports watches, get better in my training, learn more about that, and not wait for a watch to be perfect, because they don't run, I do the running. Anyways, what do we have here now? In terms of the watch itself, I mean, it is still just a Suunto Vertical 2, but it will of course have this vector-inspired watch face, which I like, because if you edit heart rate there, it would be the advisor watch face that I started with. And yeah, there you have it, the orange part of the titanium bezel, which is cute. And of course you get the normal strap and the nylon strap in there. And honestly, the nylon strap was a major reason I also decided to go for this, because I can really use it to be able to wear the watch a bit more over my clothing. For the older Vertical 2 I have, I actually got the titanium bracelet when it was on sale, and I have liked it a lot, but it was expensive even on sale. So I have been spending quite enough for that, and again, that's just a reason to put it to good use. And no, not necessarily for videos, for my training, for my discovery of my surroundings, the world, my life, myself as a bodily self. And for that, you can join me, and I hope you will.